Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan here to talk about today's topics in sports.
Take two.
Take two. We've already been cut off once because we were using some not so
Foul
proper language, yeah, the first time. So, but no, we did. When we got cut off, we were Mr. Egan here was talking about the bomb scare that.
At the high school this morning.
Yeah, and
It's just a.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought he was going to do take three. What I would like to say, and I guess I'm glad that we weren't able to be on the air for it, because it just pisses me off to no end that someone does not have the balls to, or does have to make a call like that. And you have to take it serious. So school is closed, kids went home, teachers went home. And it's just a sign of what we're going through these days in this environment we live in. And, we were kidding around. I had an opportunity to take the family to Florida and enjoy the weather down there. And but it doesn't matter where you go. You turn the news on, that's all you hear. And it makes you wonder what kind of future the kids are going to have. Either they're going to be paying off our debt or they're fighting with one another. You don't know. So anyways, we're not here to talk politics. We're not here to talk, but I just want to make sure that, the people out there knew that there was a bomb scare at the high school today, and it's being handled professionally.
So like I was going to ask you the first time is like this call came into the Minneapolis Police Department.
Correct.
So which obviously they had to inform, I suppose, the Hibbing Police Department.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I just don't get why, you explained it a little bit, but why would you call Minneapolis if you got a bomb scare in Hibbing?
Well, you probably think they're not going to catch you. But with today's technology, and I think Ron can speak for this, you can run, but you can't hide. And one way or another, someone's going to find out and say something, or they'll trace it or do something. So, and I hope they do. I hope they catch the son of a gun that did this. Yeah, see, I didn't say the B word.
Yeah.
So,
but now we'll.
but you know what you call a female dog?
Yeah, I know what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it. Jasmine?
Jasmine, yeah.
I don't know, no.
So,
but
anyways, Hibbing baseball.
yeah, they have their wood bat tournament today,
Oh,
starting at I believe 4 o'clock or 4:30, with Roseau and Proctor play. Roseau was in the state, made a run to the state finals last year in their class, so they're back here to defend this title. I don't think they won the state last year, but
No.
they made it to the finals. And then Hibbing plays Proctor, I believe, at 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow there's 4 games starting at 10, like 10, 12:30, 2, and then 5 or something, maybe something 2:30 and 5. So Hibbing will play 2 games tomorrow, 1 game tonight. They've been, I don't know what to say. I mean, they shoot themselves in the foot. They've lost to Grand Rapids and Hermantown. But now I know I'm off track, but that's a game I'd like to watch, would be the Rapids Hermantown game.
I see Rapids got beat last night by Proctor, I think. That's on the news.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. So if they did, well then maybe Proctor's coming in here pretty good
Yeah,
then.
yeah, they beat them pretty badly.
So, but Hermantown can hit the ball. Rapids can hit the ball. So that 7-3A tournament's going to be really nice to see if those 2 teams advance. But you never know what the southern teams have, like Chisago or North Branch or any of that.
Well, if they hit anything in the air, it's going to be, where is it?
Yeah. So.
It's in the smoke.
But I know they can use this tournament now to correct some things, and hopefully that they get it. I think they have, like, the rest of their games are at home.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we discussed this debate. But what do you think about the wood bat versus the aluminum bat? You think I know it's an expense thing and that they can't afford the wood bats anymore, but I just think the aluminum bat just takes away so much from the game.
It gives people hits. Kids get hits that shouldn't be hits. with aluminum bats, or well, they're not aluminum anymore, but they're whatever they are.
Titanium or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know,
They Make
whatever.
the space shuttle out of it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think wood bats would be the way to go, but again, like you said,
Yeah.
this
Well,
expense is too much.
Again, hockey, you break a stick, it's a $400 investment.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. But I think it hurts not only the high school or college kids, because you come out of college and you go sign with a pro, you go right to a wood bat. You might not have the same success you were having when you had the aluminum bat.
mhm. Well, it's a true indicator of what kind of hitter you are
Yeah.
with a wood bat. So yeah, I think they should get away from I can't think of the term for the bats nowadays, but maybe it'll come to me in the middle of the show or at the end of the show. I don't know.
Oh, did I leave the stove on?
Yeah, yeah, did I? I can't remember if I used it this morning or not.
Yeah. So, anyways, we got the wood bat tournament this weekend. It'll all be played down at Nyberg.
Nyberg. And then the tennis team lost in the Section 7A finals yesterday to Rock Ridge 6-1. So congratulations to Coach Conda and his team they got past Hermantown in the semis yesterday, and then of course Rock Ridge has been pretty much, it's their third straight title, so they've been the dominant
Off
team.
the state
up there.
again?
Yeah, they're off the state, and then their individual tournament that will probably start next week, and we'll see if we can get any individuals.
Is
down.
that all held at Virginia again?
I don't know where the individual. Well, they were supposed to play the team finals here, but I guess they had a conference call on Wednesday night because they knew that weather
We'll play in
was
it.
coming
Okay.
in, so they decided to move it indoors, and which is a smart thing to do
Right.
because you don't want to be starting here and then all of a sudden having it start raining out and then have to move it over there. So
Good. Girls softball?
they just got beat by Hermantown. New thing.
Newsflash.
Yeah, newsflash, we got beat by Hermantown. And I think right now for them, I know we've beaten Hermantown. I think in the playoffs a couple of years ago down in Cloquet, we did beat Hermantown. So it's not like we haven't beat them before, but it's like a mental block sometimes. That one bad inning, they gave up 5 runs. We had a strikeout, and then we walked 2 hitters, and then they had a double that make it 2-1, and then one of the girls hit a 3-run homer. So that's the first
That's
home
it?
run I believe hit at that field. I can't remember now though, but maybe there's been 2 there, so maybe that wasn't the first one. But yeah, it's I don't know. They're good. They have it. They just have to get over the mental
Yep.
block of Hermantown.
Well, it's no different than hockey in Grand Rapids or Hermantown, and you could be one of the best teams Havens have, and all of a sudden you're playing Rapids, you're going, oh boy, what do we do?
Well, that's something that we have to end that kind of stigma
Yep.
because we have the athletes and we have the teams to be able to advance. It's just a matter of
Yep.
believing that you can do it.
You talked a little bit earlier about the track.
Track
Meet?
meets, we had the Doc Savage was 11 teams for both boys and girls. The track is beautiful. I mean, I know if you can say that about a track, but
Yep.
it got a lot of great reviews. I know the Rock Ridge girls coach gave it a lot of reviews because they still don't have a track over there.
Correct. Yeah.
They were painting the lines on it, so I'm assuming they'll be getting on it at some point. But yeah, they didn't have a track yet, and so she was very impressed, and I think a lot of them were. I talked to Matt Anderson. He said he's getting used to the color of the field. And of course, he'll be coaching there next
Yeah.
year.
Well,
So
school color, navy, correct?
So he gave it. He likes the facility, and the Tingy invite was like only 6 or 7 girls teams. That meet flew by. When they,
Yeah.
the running events flew by. The field events, I don't know why kids are so hesitant to get to their field events
Yeah.
because those seem to take a long time to get done. But yeah, no, that was a very nice facility, and it's good to see that we're back outside here in Hibbing.
Along that line too, congratulations to the Blue Jacket Football Club. They were able to get donations of $40,000, I think total was, between Lakehead and, what was the other one?
U.S. Steel.
U.S. Steel. And they're going to put lockers in out at the field. So progress is coming, slowly but
Well,
surely,
Yeah,
right?
I've heard this is phase 2 is coming up. I don't know what's involved with that, but
Well,
you know,
hopefully it's not on back order like the netting,
netting and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, whether they need new bathrooms or not, I guess that might be part of it. I don't know if they're going to redo the press box or not, but
I think that was in the discussion to update the press box. Definitely have to fix the bathrooms and make them more accessible. And I think at the same time, they'll probably upgrade the concession area and that. So again, it's just, slowly but surely it's going to come along, and hopefully Shirley's not late. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, so that would be that'll be nice. Other sports, what do we have?
golf?
Golf, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of their scores lately, but they had their Hibbing invite, and they didn't do. I think the boys were third, the girls were like seventh. But she had Emily Freeman as the coach, and Derek Gabarty's the assistant coach. They had over 150 golfers
Nice.
on that Friday, and about 20. I want to say they had 23 or 24 teams, which is the biggest one I can remember in quite some time for that. Because usually teams don't have decided whether or not to come here or not to play. But I think with the bad weather, I think they all took advantage of it and came up and.
Well, they all sure look good in the simulator. They got some real good free swingers, boy. They hit the ball a long way. And congratulations to them. And again, this is the time of year when we start having fundraisers at the golf course. I think that is the Blue Jacket tournament.
The scramble, yeah, it is happening again after a couple of years off. I'm sure COVID destroyed it one year, but they haven't brought it back, and now Mr. Turner's bringing it back this year. I must be like the first Monday in June, I'm assuming.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not
maybe
sure.
one of these days we can get Mr. Turner to come on and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, so at least that's coming back to help. You have less fortunate kids that can't afford stuff.
Yep.
And if that tournament helps buy a kid, I don't know, a baseball glove or something,
Well,
that's all worth it. I mean,
and the other big thing coming up at school, graduation.
graduation when is that?
The 2nd.
June 2nd? Okay.
Yep. And it switched to a Friday or Saturday to make it more, make it a little easier for some of the athletes to attend. Either at a track meet or playing a baseball game.
Well, and I have a grad party to go to on Sunday already. So somebody's having a grad party on Sunday. So
And the Pops concert's on the 24th.
Pops
that?
concert
Pops
is on
concert
the
on the
24th. Any other musical stuff going on that we
No,
need?
they're all done.
They're all done. All the other we weren't on the air last week, so we couldn't promote any of it. But yeah, the Pop concert is the 24th. I'm sure Mr. Sikora will do another outstanding job, with that. So that would be it there. Now, sports statewide, Twins, they're 24 and 20, I believe.
Yeah.
And they have like a 3-game lead, I believe, in the Central Division.
Not for long, as long as they keep Pagan.
Well, that was going to be the topic of conversation, because they say that there's reasons why they keep him on the team stat-wise, but the biggest stat for me, I don't know about you, would be wins and losses.
Yeah.
And he's just isn't getting the job done when he comes in big situations.
If I were Rocky Balboa, which I'm not, and by the way, I still think he's not a very good baseball manager. You've got bases loaded, nobody out, you can't score a run. Next inning, first and second, nobody out, can't score a run. Now, I understand they don't know how to play small ball anymore because nobody knows how to bunt. But you got to be able to do something. I mean, to get a run, at least in position, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, they had a play the other day where they scored that third run because of a bad throw.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what's going to happen, and it and then everybody's hurt.
Well, yeah, and Nick Gordon's out now, and I'm not sure if it's Polanco that
He's out too.
Polanco's out.
he tweaked something, and then
He's having a bad year though, anyways.
well, Polanco came back on a pretty high note, but I don't know how he's done lately. And then Gallo's kind of tweaked up, and the one guy who hasn't been hurt so far, knock on wood, is Buxton.
Yeah. Well, he's only playing 1 day a week.
Well, they're better. I think they're a better team if he's out in center field.
No, they could be.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that makes them a better team. But now you have your outfield for sure is
Yep.
solid. DH, I don't know. I don't know who'd take that spot.
Yep.
If
You got to give a shout out to Farmer though.
Well,
Guy takes one off the chin, and 10 days later he's back in there swinging at 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's actually doing well.
yeah. You can't give him enough credit for being able to do that. So he's been a nice bright spot this year when they picked him up from Cincinnati.
And their starting pitching's been
Their starting pitching's been fantastic,
Yep.
and their bullpen for the most part has been good.
except for Bagan.
Except, so, well, and there's a couple. Griffin Jacks hasn't been doing well lately, and there's probably a couple of others there.
Who?
Thielbar.
Thielbar,
Yeah,
Thielbar.
I just, the guy seems so unhittable at times, and then at other times
It comes up there looking like a beach ball.
yeah. So I don't know what to think about that, but if they're keeping Pagan, what does that tell you about what they have at the minor league level?
Well, that's the only bright side of the story is their team in St. Paul, which used to be the Rochester team. That kills me too. Not to get off the subject, but he got called up from he drives across the bridge. He got called up.
He got called up from St. Paul.
Yeah.
But I just, hey, that team is probably fun to watch because now Royce Lewis is back playing.
Well, they made the ESPN top 10 the other day. I saw for some play they made.
So I mean, maybe Royce Lewis comes up and does your DHing. I don't know. I mean, when he's ready.
He can play second too.
When he's
right?
ready, he can play second, I'm sure. But I guess don't put him in the outfield anymore because we don't want him tearing his knee up anymore.
And Correa's kind of had a so-so year so far.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad he's out there at shortstop because he makes a lot of nice plays.
No, he's very good defensively. And
He's just not hitting yet.
Like Dick Braemar says every time he comes up to bat, he's breaking the slump. He's doing better. Next thing you know, he's 1 for 4, 1 for 5.
Well, and it's like, just cut down on the strikeouts. I just get so sick of the strikeouts.
Especially called third strike when you're standing there watching the ball.
Well, there's a whole nother issue there in that Dodger game, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With Kirilloff and those two pitches that weren't even close. The strikes and our good buddy Phil Cuzzy, who took a double away from Joe Mauer in the playoffs a few years ago. I don't know how these guys are still umpiring in the league because it's brutal.
Not that it pertains to the players on the field and how they play and how they score, but boy, these I mentioned Dick Braemar, which I think is one of the better radio announcers. The two guys he's got with them. Whatever happened to Bert?
Oh,
Bert would at least bring a little entertainment to the show, but
well, Morneau's not that bad. Royce Smalley,
the other night they had Plouffe.
Yeah, Plouffe was their
Colorman.
sideline, sideline
Yeah.
reporter. Because Morneau and Braemar in the box, but I don't know. I guess that's a different. I don't mind that. Tom Kelly's usually pretty good when they have him up there.
He's kind of like what's his name from hockey? Does all the high school games. Used to be the North Star. And Lou Nanny.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now he shows up
When he feels like
when
it.
he feels like it. It doesn't have much to say.
Yeah. And then they've had LaTroy Hawkins also
Yep.
doing the games, and I don't know, it's somewhat interesting to watch them. Like I say, I don't,
You tape it.
yeah, I tape it, and if they win, I watch it. If they don't,
Next
I'm
week,
weird.
next week's story locally, the Minnesota Vikings, as of this morning, looks like Mr. Delvin Cook's going to be gone.
Hmm? Well, they traded Zadarius Smith the other
Yep.
day for a couple of, not that he's worth a first round pick or a second round pick, but they traded him and picks for 2 fifth-round picks. One this coming year and the one in the next year.
Yeah,
I don't get that deal, but
That just tells you that there's not a lot of market out there for the individual, if you know what I'm saying.
No, if Dalvin Cook is one heck of a running back,
Yes, she is.
I don't know what they're going to, if they're trading him, which it sounds like he's going to Miami.
If they release them, they save $14 million.
So they better get something for him.
Yep.
They better trade him if that's what's in their plans.
But
And
trade them
get
to an
some-
AFC team. Then you won't see them.
Yeah,
Maybe once a year.
yeah, if lucky
Yeah.
at that point. You know, but I don't know. That's still, we still don't know how that defense is going to be with
No.
Brian Flores as their new coordinator. And
Well, can't be any worse.
well, no. Yeah, they were already at the bottom of the
Yeah.
league, so it can't get worse. But we'll see. I mean, obviously we got a ways to go here before they
Well,
get back on the field. But
You'll see the hype starting because August, don't they have like pre-mini camp and all that? So you'll start seeing the hype, and they're going to be contenders. And don't worry about the Detroit Lions,
Yeah.
the Chicago Bears, and especially the Packers.
well, yeah. But OTAs start this week,
Yeah.
whatever they call those. I don't know what.
They're
It's
volunteer,
stupid.
right?
Yeah, I think it's voluntary.
In other words, if you want to make the team, you better show
Up. But the quarterback they got from Brigham Young, not that he's going to be a starter this year or next year or whatever. Sounds like he's in there learning
Yeah.
and getting, he's control. When the rookies were all there, he was taking leadership and
You're getting paid million. I don't know what he's getting paid. 500, 800, 900 million. Don't you think you want to show a little enthusiasm and show up for work?
no, you should want to learn your craft.
I mean, we get paid big time to come here every week.
Yeah, that's why we're so
know.
good.
We haven't had donuts in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it says I can't afford
We
them.
can't afford them anymore. We should get the bakery to sponsor us.
Mm.
Free donuts.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Well, we'd look like
Go on the air with a sugar high.
500 pounds.
Well, no. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that. Not at our ages.
Who needs to work out?
Yeah. Boy, we're going to be at a loss for words here.
No, we got plenty to talk about. The Wild
Oh.
stock.
Well, the Wild.
Timberwolves, and boy, it was really nice to see LeBron screw up last night.
Well, yeah, no, I'm the biggest Denver fan in the world right now because
Yeah.
I can't believe that Los Angeles got this far.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
they're good. They're good to me. They're a good young team, and the two guys they relied on, to pull them through, didn't show up last night. Really, LeBron had his usual game, but when it came down to him putting the game or getting them close enough to win the game, he choked.
No, good. That's
Mr. White
good.
missed a wide open layup.
Because the Timberwolves would have, should have, and could have. I get it, but they had LA beat
No,
in that play-in game, and of course,
slipped away.
yeah, we gave it away. So
And then we got the playoffs now with hockey and Stanley Cup, which is always fun to watch. Carolina pulled it off last night in 4 overtimes.
Florida pulled it
Or
off.
Florida
in 4
pulled it off
overtimes.
over the Hurricanes
Yeah.
in 4 overtimes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then Dallas and Las Vegas
Yeah,
tonight.
that's what really kind of bugs me is these. Well, now Vegas has been in the league for 5 or 6 years now, so I
Yeah.
guess they're really not an expansion team. But
But isn't it amazing that there's not one Northern Hemisphere team playing in the
it's all
NHL
Sun Belt.
playoffs? All
Yeah, it's
Sun Belt.
Sun Belt teams. Which makes it even worse that the Wild got knocked out by Dallas. And
So-
it's just,
Does that tell you that some of the better players would prefer to play in more conclusive, is that right, weather? Good weather,
Well, good weather.
than come play
Well,
up here?
yeah, I don't know if that.
Or Montreal
how
or
much
Toronto?
that has to do with it, but it's just the fact that the Wild looks so lost in that series. And I've told you 100 times, and I've never brought it up with Pat, but I don't necessarily like Evison.
Yeah.
He just looks so confused at times behind the bench, and you
And then
know.
you can take your team to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 years in a row and you get fired. Poor Doc Rivers, boom, gone.
Yeah, that I don't know why they decided to do that. I mean, he's okay, so he didn't make it to the finals, but his like Evison, their regular season records speak for themselves.
Yep.
I mean, they're fantastic. I'm not going to deny him any of the stuff they've accomplished ever during the regular season, but it all comes down to
Yep.
playoffs. And you can't sit there and make the playoffs and not advance out of the first round. So it's disappointing still, because you watch Seattle get as far as they did, and they had no trouble scoring on Dallas.
No?
They had no trouble at all. And you can't tell me that their players are better than our players. I just don't believe it.
And the last venue that may have an opportunity to bring us another world championship start tonight, the Minnesota Lynx. They're down again this year?
Yeah, they're not.
No.
So from what I heard this morning, their odds of winning it are not very good.
No.
So,
Well, that just coincides with Minnesota.
well, but they do have. I think I don't know her name, but the player they drafted this year I heard is pretty good.
Oh, good.
So you might want, if you want to see that, they're probably on, I would assume, Bally Sports tonight. 'Cause
Yeah, they play tonight. They open up tonight, I guess. I just happened to see that when we were having our pre-conference on the ESPN. We had a copy of what they were talking about, so we talked about it today.
Yeah, because all our takes, we steal them.
Yes.
We don't. None of it's original
Yeah.
thinking. It's just all takes that are
Just
stolen.
live entertainment. Well,
So-
we made it through another 27 minutes and
Yeah.
26 seconds.
So we'll cut it off, and well, we hope you enjoyed it. I mean, we try to be as comical and funny and
Yeah,
informative
we're
as we
serious
can.
at sometimes, right?
But for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week on Home Team Advantage.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.